welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is yours truly, Omar, and I'm so delighted that again you have joined us for this episode of our show. Today, we want to speak about a couple of things. There's a whole lot of stuff happening in the sporting world, and we're going to cover that this week. But today, we want to zoom in on a couple of things. All right, before we get into it, let me just let you know, if you have not heard, Jamaica lost two very important football personalities over the last week. One is Mr. Danny Lynn. Danny Lynn is the founder of the Constant Spring Football Club. I know Constant Spring very well because I represented Constant Spring. I mean, yeah, you don't know, I'm a big baller. If you didn't know that, now you know that. You understand me? But the ball thing wasn't putting any money in the pocket, and so we had to make a choice and thing. But it was good enough to play at the highest level. I am sure about that. You may object, but that's your opinion. You understand me? But Danny Lynn, developed persons like Dean Sewell, Trevor Lamb, O'Neal Chippy McDonald, Marvin Chin, Fabian Watkins. So many players. They went to the Premier League final. I remember 1 year against Reno. They won the first leg, I believe, and then Reno defeated them and won the Premier League title. They were in the Premier League, a mainstay in the Jamaica Premier League for many, many seasons. And they fell out of the Premier League and they have not gotten back in it. But a really major contributor to football in those areas. Helped in the Cassava Peace, Whitehall Avenue, Red Hills Road, in those communities. Did a lot of work in there with the communities there. And so kudos to Mr. Danny Lynn. He was also a part of the St. George's football team. He even coached them at one stage as well. And so big up to Mr. Danny Lynn. Developed a lot of person. When I was there, Coach Bender was the coach of the under-20 team, and Clive Marshall at that time was team manager. So we have to pay respect to them. So condolences to Mr. Danny Lynn and his entire family. His family had a company called Patsy Lynn Catering, and I remember they used to provide food for all the footballers at that time. Very, very, I hope like he is remembered by CASAFA for his work in football, and by even the Jamaica Football Federation to give him some recognition, though he has passed. All right. Second person I want to tell you about who passed is Luton Shelton. Now, Luton Shelton passed at age 35, and condolences to him, his family, the Harborview family as well. Luton Shelton is one of those footballers that you heard about from prep school level. You heard about him in prep school. You heard about him at high school. He entered the national fray very early in terms of representing the national team. And between his debut in his early 20s, watch this, to age 26, he became the leading goal scorer for the national team for Jamaica. When you talk about people like Alan Skill Cole, Walter Boyd, Anandi Lowe, Ricardo Fuller, all of these, name the biggest for Paul Teagat Davis, Dean Burton, name the biggest forwards. Luton Shelton has scored the most goals in 70-odd games, like 75 games. So his window was very short and he accomplished so much. He also played in the Premier League in 2007. He represented Sheffield United in the Premier League. He played in Russia, played in the Champions League, early stages, played in the Europa League. Very, very good young ball. Really loved him. Very pacey. He was good on his head, used both feet. He could take free kicks. He knows how to run behind the defense. And Jamaica we have lost a great one. We have lost a great one. And maybe one of these clubs will name something in honor of him, because died very young, 35 years old. There are many international footballers who don't average 1 point something goal every other game like Luton Shelton did. And so a lot of kudos to him. And it just shows, if you put your heart and your mind to something, you can do it. At one point he felt like giving up on playing football and doing track and field. At age 15, he persisted and he believed. And he has accomplished so much in 20 years. Very short career. This guy never played professionally for 10 full years. I'm telling you, he never had 10 full years even playing for the national team. If he did, I think he'd have doubled his goal tallies. And so, in fact, in CONCACAF, I don't know if you know this, in CONCACAF, this includes the United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, all the Caribbean nations, all of those teams. Luton Shelton has the record for scoring on his senior debut 4 goals. At the National Stadium, he did that. No other player has done that in CONCACAF. Probably across the world, but I know definitely in CONCACAF, he holds that record. 4 goals in his first game. His debut, he started out scoring 4 goals for Jamaica. Not in a friendly. So big up to Luton Shelton. Now, I've been hit hard also because so many persons messaged me and said, well, you said you were sure that, it would be Kansas City Chiefs if Mahomes played and they would be playing against Aaron Rodgers. And you're wrong. I was not wrong. I was not wrong. I am sure of what I said. Check the tape. I said, and I'm sure this is what I said. If Mahomes played because he was coming out of a concussion and he was limping in the previous game, if he played, Kansas City Chiefs will beat the Buffalo Bills. Would beat the Buffalo Bills. Duh. I'm sure that is what happened over the weekend. Very good game. Very good game. But man, Mahomes, Kelsey and Hill were just untouchable in the game. Destroyed Buffalo, who is a very good team. I feel it for them, but too many weapons and the Kansas City Chiefs team. Now let's get to the Green Bay Packers. I don't know what that coach was doing and the officials. Tom Shady should not have won that game. All of you Shady fans out there, Tom Shady should have lost. And that's the truth. I did say, for sentimental reasons, I wanted Rodgers to go through. Why? Because Tom Brady did some things that I didn't like when he was in New England. You want me to get into them? Let me remind you. You heard about the ball and the ear in the football and all of those things. You remember Tom Shady refused to go to the White House when President Obama was president. But when the new president came in, he went when he won it in New England. So, it's for sentimental reasons. I didn't want Tom Shady to go to the Super Bowl again. But I am sure that come the Super Bowl, Tom Shady is going to lose. Tom Shady is going to lose for real. So I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. Back-to-back champions. I am sure. I am sure. But seriously though, outside of LeBron James, no other athlete in professional sports in the US has gone to 10 championships. Though you may not like some of the things that Brady has done, he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all times. You may call him a cheat, you may whatever you want to do. You may throw clouds at, but listen, he is. The man is superb. He's 43 years old. And look what he's doing. So you have to give respect where respect is due. But Tom Shady, I am sure that this is Patrick's time. PM! It's PM time! Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah? I'd have loved Buffalo to be there, but I'm glad Buffalo are not there with the Buccaneers. Because if the Buccaneers met the Bills, then the Buccaneers would win. So the only way I can remain sure is if Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bucs. Now, I know a lot of Jamaicans are in Miami, Tampa, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and all of those places, and Broward County, all of those places, and it's a sentimental reasons. I have no sentiments towards Miami or Florida. My sentiments are towards the players. And so I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. I am sure. So let me know what you think. I believe Kelsey, like I said, and Hill are going to perform superb. One thing though with the Bucks is that the Bucks have the best pass rush. In other words, they are the team that puts the most pressure on a quarterback. And that's what they have used. I don't think it is Tom Brady's performance that has helped the Bucks, but just how effective and efficient their defenders are. Listen, Aaron Rodgers don't normally get picked off, and he was picked off in this game. Those things don't happen. That's because of their good defense. And Tom Brady is a very smart player. Remember, he just threw the ball down to get a field goal because he knew once he get the ball again, he would run down the clock. And so he's a very intelligent player. But I'm picking Mahomes because I just know that he's a young thing, he's ready, and Kelsey and Hill, those two guys are going to bring the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, this is your ear again. I am sure. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. You understand me? It's okay for us to disagree. We do it lovingly. You understand me? You understand me? So that's what we want to talk about today. We have some great things coming up this week. So stay tuned to I Am Sure Sport. Let's speak about some cricket. I know you don't want to hear this because cricket in the Caribbean is like this very depressing story, but we have to do it because we have a team called the West Indies, and they have been on tour in Bangladesh. And so they played 3 one-days. As you know, most of the better players did not go because of several reasons, but primarily because of health concerns and traveling to Bangladesh. So it was really a second-rated team that went to Bangladesh. A lot of these players were making their international debut for the West Indies, had very low averages on the batting and on the bowling side. And then that kind of showed up. And so they played 3 one-day international, right? And they lost all 3. All right. Not only that, no batsman made 50 or more runs. Ravman Powell was the closest to 50. He got a 49 in one inning, a 40 in one, and he got 20 odd in the other. All right. So over 3 games, he had around 100 and odd runs. For the 3 games, West Indies did not bowl out Bangladesh in any other games. Not only that, but the West Indies did not make over 200 runs in any of the 3 games. All right, no bowler took 6 wickets over the 3 games. I mean, so many sad statistics. And the West Indies Cricket Board, the coaching staff, must take responsibility. For me personally, the saddest thing is that we had an opportunity to bring in some younger players and use this as a developmental tour. We knew that our best team would struggle in Bangladesh. Then our B team obviously would struggle. So why not bring some of our emerging players? You know, the guys who played in the 2019 Youth Under 19 World Cup. Bring some of those guys. Guys like Ned from Trinidad, Melius, who captained that under-19 team, Mackenzie, the Jamaican batsman, Kirk Mackenzie, who made a century in the under. Bring them for the experience and let them learn some stuff. All right, Searles, this other pace bowler from Trinidad. We should have brought, I believe, some younger players and use this as development instead of, investing in some of these older guys who really and truly, they're not going to continue playing. They cannot. They are not good enough to play cricket at the international level. They are not. Alzarri Joseph bowled well, and Nkrumah Bonner, I don't want to say they batted well. They didn't bat. Akil Hussain and Alzarri Joseph, if anyone had standout performances, were those two in the bowling department. None of the batsmen did well. I cannot. Ravman Powell captained the West Indies team before. All right? And I can't celebrate 49 runs. That's the best score. That's not the best score. We need better, and the West Indies Cricket Board needs to come and justify the selections that were made. Ricky Skerritt, Phil Simmons, and the selectors need to come forward. It's kind of amazing how West Indies cricket, because, I mean, I am sure that there are some under the surface things that are causing, I mean, major problems in our cricket. Let me give you an example. Did you notice that when Dave Cameron was leading West Indies cricket, follow me, that the Bayesian players dominated the West Indies side. All right? And we're doing relatively well, better than we are doing now. All right? Now that Skerritt, who is a Trinidadian, the Trinidadian players are all in, and the Bayesian players now, even Holder, decided not to go on this tour. It's kind of the same thing that was happening when Dave Cameron, though a Jamaican, was leading, there were times when the Trinidad players didn't support him. And I feel like the Bayesian players are not supporting the present leadership of West Indies cricket. That's just my thoughts. I don't know what you think, but something needs to be done. I think we need to get rid of a whole tier of these senior players and develop some under-19 players and bring them to the forefront. Brian Lara started playing Test cricket for the West Indies at 20. Right? Let us unearth some talent and get some youngsters, because some of these guys are in it for the money. They don't have no passion, no love for West Indians, much less West Indies cricket. They are no good, I am sure. We need serious changes. Serious changes. I see we have the Super 50, which is a regional competition going on. And most of these teams have the same old culprits. All of these guys who are 27 to 35 playing. No youngsters coming in our cricket. Something is wrong. There's no systematic development of our youth players. And there's no transition. We have a team that won the Under-19 World Cup. And none of those players, you know how far that was? 2016. So say they were 19. Right? 5 years. 24-year-old guys cannot break into the West Indies team because of some of these senior players who have not been producing the goods. We need serious changes, I am sure. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. So let's do a quick roundup of what is happening around Europe. Big news is that Frank Lampard was fired and Thomas Tuchel is now in charge. Tuchel, as you know, he was at Borussia Dortmund, did well over there, won a German Cup over there, defeated Bayern Munich. He won with PSG, he won the league, and he went to the finals of the Champions League with PSG. But he's not a very good relational coach, and so he lost his job. Mauricio Pochettino, who previously coached Tottenham, is there at PSG. And then, I mean, he was approached to take the Chelsea job. They fired Frank Lampard and they brought him in. I think in the long run, this will be a good thing for Chelsea because I believe he's a good coach. But I believe that there is an unfairness in how Lampard was dealt with. But I am not surprised because this is Chelsea's culture. Chelsea fired Di Matteo after he won the Champions League with them. Chelsea is notorious for this kind of behavior. And I'll tell you, I mean, Tuchel could win two cups in the next 2 years and still lose his job. That's the Chelsea way. That's how they operate. So, though I am disappointed, I am not surprised. I believe that Frank Lampard should have been given more time and be allowed to bring in, because I get the feeling like he wanted to use more British-based players. But Chelsea is not like that. Chelsea spend money on the best players. They are one of those teams that buy what I call their buying clubs. They always seek to buy the best players to win the leagues. Almost like a city, right? They don't develop talent. And I see Frank Lampard as one of those coaches who develop talent. So let's see. I think, like I said, in the long run, this will be a good move. But I believe in the immediate, Tuchel and some of the players still need to adjust to the Premier League. And they may not finish in the top 4 because of this move. I think Frank Lampard would have brought things back together and at least get them in the top 4. And they would have had a very good run in the Champions League. But let's see how this will go. City I'm telling you, have been flying under the radar, and you know that I am sure that City is going to win the league. I mean, Manchester United is really playing well, but I don't believe they have enough this season. But if this crop of Manchester United players can stick together and they make 2 additions in the summer, they could be major contenders last year. Liverpool is going to rebound, but unless they buy or get on loan a quality centre-back, they are going to struggle. Van Dijk is not returning, and so they are going to struggle throughout the league, because what has happened is that to help their defense, they have weakened their midfield. That is the problem with Liverpool. They have taken out Fabinho and Henderson out of their midfield. 2 of their better midfielders in terms of winning the ball and applying pressure on opposing teams. And so in a bid to strengthen their defense in the absence of Van Dijk, what they have done, they have weakened their midfield. And so I don't think they will have enough. So I look to see City up there, Manchester United and up there, and I think any one of these other 3 teams may finish 3rd. It may be Everton, Leicester, quite possibly, or even a Tottenham, right? And then the other position will be Liverpool, Chelsea, like an Arsenal kind of a thing, somewhere around here, right? Over in Italy, AC Milan lost the Milan derby. They were defeated 2-1 by Inter Milan. And so Inter is now leading. But I don't think, like I said, AC would win. I did say that before, right? And so, yeah, that's what it is. Atletico Madrid continues to lead in Spain by almost 10 points. And it's looking like they are going to take this title. It's going to be very difficult because they still have Barcelona to play. They have Real Madrid to play. They have a lot of the teams in the top half of the competition to play, though they have games in hand. And so once the Champions Leagues start, I don't think they have the depth in their squad to really battle in both competition. But if for some reason they are out and have to focus on La Liga, I see them taking the La Liga title. So we are sure that City will win in England. We're picking Inter and Juve over in Italy. Atletico Madrid, if they just focus on the La Liga, we are picking them as well. We are sure about that, and we are sure, we are absolutely sure that the best thing for West Indies cricket is to get a group of youngsters, 19 to 21, and put them out there. And let us work at developing them for the next 6 years and see. These guys are no good. We are sure about that. Listen, thank you so much for joining us again. Remember, we want you to like our videos. Like. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Also, subscribe. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, I Am Sure Sports. Subscribe. And when you subscribe, you have to hit the notification bell so you know when we're doing our live shows. We have some very interesting interviews coming up with some big sporting personalities. And you want to be a part of that. And then in those shows, we'll have some giveaways. And so that leads me to the 3rd thing I want you to do, which is to make a comment. Let us know what you think about our content. If you object to something that we are sure about, let us know what you are sure about. So make a comment. Follow us. Also on all our platforms, we are on Facebook. You can follow us there. And remember, share. Sharing is caring. And so please remember to share the videos. All right, I am sure that City is going to lift the Premier League title this year. I am sure that Chelsea should have given Frank Lampard some more time. Though in the long run, it's going to be good. Short term, they are going to suffer. I am sure. We are out!